Hello guys, how are you? I didn't make a video for a while, so just sitting here watching my amazing Rolex collection. So I just wanted to think about it and actually put some things in maybe in a ridiculous notice, but it was like look basically what I have here. Talking about all the colors of Rolex bezel, from the green one that you see here in the Starbucks to this blue, light blue in the Smurf. Then you have a darker blue with red. Then you have black, and then you have brown. What is ironic and funny is actually that most of you guys, when you guys buy a Rolex, a Sub or a GMT or even the Daytona, most of you guys getting the black ceramic first. And for me, this black ceramic was actually the last one that I got from Rolex. My first ceramic was already colorful, was blue, and after that was this dark blue with red, and then was the green, and then I got the brown, that is the Platona, and after that I got only the black. So ironically, right? I think the reason I also making this video is because pretty much I am in the list for the yellow gold Lamon, but if I'm going to get that, I'm going to need to get rid of this Smurf and maybe even the Starbucks, because of shorts of money, how we say. But again, it's not only shorts of money, it's also the thing. It's shorts of money because I wanted to say anyway, in the future I will sell everything because I don't have kids. I'm getting old. Actually, the kids part doesn't really matter, because even if you do have kids, you still want to use most of this money of this luxurious thing for yourself. Or maybe, I'm going to correct myself. When you have actually kids, sometimes you want to give this kind of timepieces, heritage to your kid, believing that your kid is lunatic as you, and he probably going to keep this forever and maybe pass it for his kid. But as you guys know, not always it works like that, and there is a good dream to dream. I assume there is a lot of people watching this video. Maybe some of you guys are lucky enough to have the kids that will keep this to the next generation and the next generation and so on. But some people have kids that probably just going to get rid of it. Not necessarily for bad things, but just not in their interest. They are not lunatic like we are. And we should admit, we are a bit kind of crazy, you could pretty much be happy with one watch, not have fucking 5 Rolex, actually 6 Rolex in this case. So this is part of that story, Talking about these amazing timepieces, especially these 2 Daytonas that we have right here. We have, of course, the amazing Lamon, that I think we consider one of the best Rolex of all time as a modern Rolex, because in this watch you have so much. I mean, there's a 24 hours chronograph, countdown, the red dedicated for the 100th anniversary of Lamon, the black little flags, that is the Paul Newman, and so much things. Almost forgot regarding that it was discontinued less than 6 months from the production time. Platona, the one and only platinum Daytona, one of the best Daytonas ever made. First release back in 2013, and basically replaced to a new Platinum Daytona, but this is the king. This is the one that was basically running for nearly 10 years. So first time ever, and probably till now, the only truly sport Rolex made of solid platinum, the whole watch solid platinum. The thing that is amazing about this piece is the way that it was designed, and even Vase de la Monde, that is so much more still on the classic Daytonas. The old design actually does work better than the new design. This new design it might work on this Lamont, but I'm not exactly sure regarding the other new pieces. Yes, it's still Daytona, it's just a bit different. Go back to the watch that was the king of the GMTs. If you're thinking about the GMT, what can be the best GMT of all time, you just look at it. This is the best GMT of all time. Is first of all a full solid white gold piece, Serichrome, basically Serichrome bezel with GMT red and blue, and of course a meteorite dial. You cannot ask better than that. First introduced in 2019, expected to be discontinued pretty much in 2020, and now, according to this video, we are in 2024 and still is in catalog. So the first piece that was supposed to be discontinued just because of the rareness of the meteorite dial, and so far never was discontinued. So we're very funny on that part. Going to his brother, the Smurf, the amazing Smurf. Usually, as the Platinum Daytona, a watch that assumedly was supposed to be discontinued 10 years later, but the truth is that he actually lasted for 12 years, because all the other new Serichrome Submariners was actually introduced back in 2010, of course with the new movement that they actually had at the time. But the Smurf was introduced 2 years a bit earlier. It was back in 2008 as the 100, funny talking about the 100, but the 100th anniversary of Rolex. 2008, 1908. Amazing, right? Thinking about it, that now, if I'm not mistaken, now is reconsidered the, if I'm not mistaken, the 110 or 100, yeah, something like 110 or a little bit more anniversary of Rolex. They actually introduced a watch that replaced the Cellini, that is the 1908, talking about the true 1908, because this is actually was introduced on the 100th anniversary of Rolex back in 2008. First time, a lot of things here. First time the introduction of the Maxi case. Actually, first time introduction of the Maxi case actually was 4 years earlier. It was back in 2004, and it was on the GMT line, and it was only on 2 GMT pieces in yellow gold. One that was the, I think it was the 11, I think it was 116718. Yeah, but it was 2 pieces there. It was one with the anniversary green dial, anniversary for 2004, that was actually for the first introduction of the GMT, that was in 1954. So 2004 introduction of the anniversary green GMT, First time ever with a Maxi case, first time ever with a black Serichrome bezel. And it was two pieces, one with the anniversary green dial and one, of course, with the black dial. The black dial had the green date, and of course, the green dial had a normal green date. Anyway, this is the first watch that was introduced. How we see the Maxi case, the Maxi dial, and the first time innovation completely on the bracelet that was a glide lock. And the Smurf, what is interesting about the Smurf was that actually the GMT, first time ever introduced with a white gold, was in 2014. The first sport white gold Submariner was introduced in this watch in 2008. So first time officially white gold Submariner ever. This is number one. First time a colorful Serichrome bezel, because still never was a colorful ceramic bezel. It was only the black one. So this is two. First time the introduction of the glide lock. Number three. Actually, we're talking about the 10 patents here, because you need to repeat again the Maxi dial, Maxi case, of course the colorful Serichrome bezel, the new movement, and another, I think, a bunch of other innovations in this world that appear back in the day. Next to it, we have what replaced basically the Hawk that was with a green dial, actually kind of a very nice green dial that was changing color like a CD, kind of green to black and so on. But basically introduce, discontinue of that Hawk to introduce this deep Starbucks green Serichrome bezel with a black dial and a completely innovated new case. That this is the kind of the 41, even so that is not exactly 41, but is a bit bigger than the 40. That actually the 40 is a little bit more than 40. It's 40, I think it's 40.2, and this is 40.6. I mean, this is basically what it is. But this is actually the difference in the size. The bracelet is quite different because the bracelet is actually quite thicker comparing to this one. This bracelet is a bit more thicker. And funny enough, this was introduced back in 2020 and kind of discontinued 4 years later to a neo green Serichrome bezel. Means like a more light green. Actually, light like what used to be the anniversary. Actually, talking about the anniversary of 100 of Rolex back in 2008, when it was the introduction of the first Serichrome bezel GMT in 2004. Actually, it was an anniversary sub back in 2004 that was actually the Kermit, actually. So, but only basically what it was special about the Kermit, it did had the Maxi dial, but nothing else beside it. I mean, the case and the movement and the whole watch still was the old one. Next to it, you guys actually see, I didn't completely I talk about it. I nearly was ignore it. That watch is a 36 millimeter 1803 day date that was I bought it that time for my father. It was basically a champagne dial with a fake strap, but then I actually changed it to a legitimate Rolex navy blue strap, and I completely redesigned the watch with a completely new dial that is a kind of deep blue. It does work beautifully. And anyway, this is 6 Rolex. I actually was wearing that watch, even so that I always getting compliment on that day, by the way, guys. And the Starbucks. The rest of the watch, nobody actually give a shit. But this watch is what it is. This watch is amazing to me. I am basically home, basically just took these watches from the bank and just watching them, and never really believe why and how I'm lucky basically to own this kind of ridiculous timepieces. One thing I can say is that you know, I mean, this is actually a dream to sit next to these ridiculous pieces. And something about this Lemon actually that is kind of the let me clean this here, kind of the cherry of the sherry piece, you know, like really, I mean, really amazing, you know. And one thing I wanted to say about this watch is, as you guys know, I am lucky, but I'm not a millionaire. I wouldn't be able to buy this piece for the current gray market price that this watch actually go for. And we're talking about, I think now, 400K or something, nearly, well, not far away from $500,000. So think about it. And these people that they can afford pieces like this. And what I do find funny is that they are very ashamed to even admit they pay so much money for this watch, and they create fake stories that they got this watch for retail. So I'm not going to mention names. You guys probably know who I am referring to, because a watch like this was discontinued. This watch was discontinued in March this year. This means that probably, yeah, I mean, most likely, if you would get this piece in, I don't know, April, most likely, and that is like crazy to say, I mean, because basically, discontinue of this piece, you cannot see this watch being given to people in May or June. I mean, this would be impossible. If you are equivalent to be able to get a watch like this, you probably now would be basically signed to the yellow gold and not to a watch that doesn't exist no more. So just keep this in mind, you know. I understand that is a part of pride, not only money, to show off that you have connections, or to show off that the watch actually is registered on your name. You know, this is the biggest pride of a watch collector, to have watches that are registered on his name. You know, all these watches are actually registered on my name. And fortunate enough, I mean, I don't have the money to pay these watches for what all these watches for what they actually offered on the gray market. Not even mention the king of the hill right here. So you can believe it, you can believe in me, or basically you can say that all of them are fakes. I mean, this is the only option, or fakes, or believe in what I say, but not really get this watch gray market. No fucking way. Yeah, this is the best I can say. It's just, you know, little things that was bother my mind a little bit. I wanted to share with you guys. I have the watches in front of me, you know, and I thought I'm going to make a quick video about it, you know. This GMT is absolutely sick. And let me just put, you know, if I'm already here, yeah, let's put a little bit the UV lights here. Look in this, how nice this one here, you see. with the UV light. This one, this another thing, I don't know if you guys know, you see, when you put the UV light, the whole bezel turn red. When you take it out, it come back to blue. This is something that happen only on the Pepsi. It doesn't happen on the Sprite or the, I wanted to say the Coke. Coke is not yet, but it doesn't happen in the Sprite. It doesn't happen in the Batman, root beer. Only on the Pepsi. As you guys see, even putting the UV on the Daytona and the Lemon, basically only the Smurf. Nothing really changed. The Starbucks, nothing really changed on the bezel. Only the Starbucks have this amazing effect. What amazing effect, huh? And especially with the meteorite. I don't know if you guys can see, but the UV light do have effect on the meteorite. The meteorite is absolutely phenomenal. Guys, this is the best thing you guys can be close to a Star Trek or basically out of this world. The Smurf, look how amazing, stunning piece this watch is. Is absolutely amazing. The Starbucks, look how beautiful Rolex are. How amazing these watches are. Look at that. Look in the Pepsi. Look at this. Fuck me dead. Look at that. Look how stunning. By the way, ironically, like I said before, first time ever for me, a black Rolex Cerachrome bezel. And for experience of this black ceramic, I mean, it actually get more mush, more dirty in a way. I don't know how to explain this, but I tend to polish this a little bit more because it's getting more, I don't know, you see more of your fingerprint comparing to the other colors of the Cerachromes. And trust me, I am the one that own all the colors of the Rolex ceramics. The green, the light blue, the dark blue with the red, the brown, and now the black. So I definitely can tell you that I see the difference, guys. I definitely see the difference. It's absolutely stunning. Guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of, maybe call it a quick video. I don't know. Almost like zero editing in this kind of video because I just decided to take out this quickie style of video just to let you guys enjoy with me basically what I have here in my tiny little table. So I hope you guys like it and see you guys soon. Cheers.